How to calculate the percentage of copper in bronze. So a sample of brass or bronze was tested to see how much copper it contained. That much of the brass reacted with nitric acid to make a solution of copper 2 plus ions. The solution was neutralised and reacted with I minus ions to produce iodine. The iodine was then titrated with a certain concentration and a certain volume of sodium thiosulfate, and the question asks, calculate the percentage of the copper in the bronze, and we'll be given two equations. Equation 1, which shows how the Cu2 plus reacts with the I minus, and equation 2, which shows how the thiosulfate reacts with the I2. So to calculate the percentage of copper in bronze or brass, there are 4 steps. Step 1, calculate the number of moles of thiosulfate that we used. Step 2, calculate the number of moles of Cu2 plus that we used. Step 3, calculate the mass of copper that reacted. And step 4, calculate the percentage of copper in the bronze or the brass. Calculate the number of moles of S2O32 minus that reacted. So N equals CV, so the number of moles that reacted is the concentration, which we get from the question, 0.200 moles per dm cubed. Put that in there. And the volume of the thiosulfate that reacted we get from the question, 22.40 centimetres cubed. We divide it by 1,000 to put it into decimeters cubed. So the number of moles of thiosulfate that reacted are 4.48 times 10 to the minus 3 moles. Step 2, calculate the number of moles of Cu2 plus. And you can either remember, if it's a bit easier, that the number of moles of thiosulfate is the same as the number of moles of Cu2 plus, or you can work it out using the equations. To work it out using the equations, imagine this. So if we have 2 moles of thiosulfate, that reacts with 1 mole of I2. And 1 mole of I2 is made from 4 moles of I minus, which is the equivalent of 2 moles of Cu2 plus. So if we have 2 moles of this, we have 1 mole of that, which means we have 4 moles of that, which means we started with 2 moles of this. So the 2 moles of Cu2 plus is equivalent to 2 moles of S2O32 minus. So it's a 2 to 2 or 1 to 1 ratio. So the number of moles of Cu2 plus is exactly the same in this question as the number of moles of the S2O32 minus, which is 4.48 times 10 to the minus 3. Last step, calculate the percentage of the copper that we had. So we can work out the mass of the Cu2 plus. So the mass is the number of moles times by the atomic mass of copper. The atomic mass of copper we get from the periodic table is 63.5. The number of moles of Cu2 plus we had is 4.48 times 10 to the minus 3. Times those two together, and we get 0.245 grams. And that means that we started in our sample of brass or bronze with 0.2845 grams, but the sample originally weighed, with all the impurities, 0.500 grams. So the percentage purity is the mass of copper 2 plus that was there, divided by the mass of the impure sample. So you divide that number by the mass of the impure sample, times it by 100, and you come up with the answer.